Pete, what do you make of what you've seen from the team over the last 3 days?
I think it's been a good exercise, I think, for both teams, actually. The first thing I would say was credit to Oxford University. I thought they played really well. I mean, of the uni sides I've seen played coach's side against, I thought they did really well. The good team attack. I thought the lad who got the 100 played beautifully, and it was really good practice for us, actually.
You were able to select 13 players in this game, and you're going to have to whittle it down to 11. You've got others coming back as well. You kind of get a feel for how much competition for places there is going on.
Yeah, it is, and it was nice to see some of the batters go and get hundreds, which was nice. You know, it's part of what we know at this time of year. It's not easy getting in April, May in England, so once you get in, you've got to go on, which was nice to see. But you're right, there's going to be good competition, I think, all year. We've got lads joining the squad, as you always do a little bit this time of year. We've got 2 more practice games against Warwickshire and Leicester, I think, which will give us another chance to look at the players in sort of different situations and see how they play. And then we're going to have a tough side to pick when it comes for the 8th of April against Durham.
There's obviously, you talked about 4 batters that did get runs, there's others that didn't spend so much time in the middle. So how important is having this really robust pre-season lead? And as you say, 4 more days to go for the others to spend some time out there.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to get a bit of time in the middle before the start of the season. I mean, what we do get is we also get behind closed doors. We'll have a middle practice on Monday when basically our bowlers will bowl against our batters. So they'll get different times. So you know if somebody's playing well, and they'll know if they're playing well. They hope to get some sort of score. It's always a funny one for a pro. You're sort of thinking, well, I want to get some, but I also want to save some up for the big stuff when it starts against Durham. So in the practice so far in the nets, you know, the batters have looked like they're shaping up nicely, so we're quite happy where we're at the moment, and hopefully the lads that missed out this time will be able to get some runs in the next couple of games to give themselves a little bit of time in the middle before the first game.
With the ball, how crucial are those miles in the legs of those bowlers?
Yeah, well, Fletcher's a good benchmark for me. You know, he missed a bit last year through injury, so like he was saying, you know, it just felt it feels a bit strange really, even though net round you or anything round you, so just a bit ring rusty I think to start with. I thought probably Brett bowled beautifully. You know, he settled in quickly. Most of the seamers got better as it went on. Nice for Liam Patterson-White to get a really nice long spell as a spinner to start to get into the rhythms you have that when you play longer format cricket.
Brett's the man who got the wickets, turned out the best figures, and he's also returned to the club after a period away. How nice and sort of heartwarming is it, if you like, to bring a homegrown fast bowler like him back to the club?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, somebody who's come through our system, and the one thing I'd say to Brett, he's worked really hard over the last 5 months to 6 months to get to the point where he's at the moment. He's in good shape. He's worked, you know, for a guy who's already got a good record. He's worked really hard on looking at little tweaks to his game, really. I think to get it where he wants it to be. And it came out in how he played in that game there. There's bigger games to come, and you know there's a very competitive bowling unit that'll be to get in, and we've got some players still away. You know, at some point Stuart Broad will come back into the mix, and we've got Jake Ball away in India, so it's exciting. So, you know, Dane Patterson. So we've got some good cricketers around, so it's going to be a very competitive side to get into, which is exactly what we want.
With a county season to come, is it possible to overstate the importance of having a real battery of fast bowlers and having strength and depth in that area?
It's not really, because there's a lot of cricket to play this year. You know, the introduction of another competition for the first time this year, the 100 later on. But you know, there's now this big bank of cricket. So 8 4-day games over 9 weeks we've got to start with, which will be a decent toll on all the seamers. And you're going to need all those bowlers, I think, at different times. You hope to keep your bowlers fit. You're trying to keep them fresh. And you want to be competitive in every game, and that's something we'll be trying to do, as we go through that sort of April-May period.
With the 3 all-rounders, Lyndon James, Liam Patterson-White and Joey Everson, there's a real crop of homegrown and young players in this group as well coming into the season. How important is that for you?
Well, that's some of the future you're looking at there. You know, I think seam-wise, Joey and Lyndon have worked really hard on their bowling side. Both batters really who've worked hard on their bowling with Kevin Shine, and they're really starting to progress. And Liam Patterson-White, who we saw really, you know, it feels quite a long time ago now, because you know last year was a sort of truncated year and he didn't get in the championship side, but he's a bit older now. He's been round a little bit more. He's a very talented batter as well as a very talented bowler, and he'll be fighting hard to get into that side. You know, we haven't seen Matt Carter yet, who's been basically is sitting out this one. So it's a competitive squad, as it should be. It's exactly what we want, really. But he's pleased to see Liam sort of back on track in some ways. I thought he batted well today, actually, for the time he was out there. So yeah, it's what a coach wants. He wants a tough side to have to pick, really. If we keep progressing over the next week, it's going to be quite a challenging side to pick on that first game.